Hello everybody, how's it going? It's your boy Proftrof, and today we're gonna be checking, today we're gonna be checking out some Seth again. This is Emperor, Rise of the Middle Kingdom review, China will grow large. God damn it, Seth. Anyway, why we're checking this video? Okay, why? I will explain, because this video is like, it's made by the same developers by the Egypt game, okay? So I wanna see what the fuck. Okay, what they make? What do China?
Hey Ren, hey people.
Oh, I need to hear the hey people.
Hey people, Seth here. Hey Ren, Shisu Saicholi. As China's geopolitical relevance and power grows, we must all humbly admit the impending inevitability that it's only a matter of time before we're all speaking Mandarin. So, you better get started.
Is that a Chinese classroom?
That it's only a matter of time before we're all speaking Mandarin. So,
why the fuck are they all wearing?
Pending inevitability that it's only a matter of time.
I mean,
before we're
looks
all
comfortable
speaking
at least.
Mandarin. So you
The
better
school
get
uniforms.
started. And what better way than by appreciating Chinese culture before our new masters from Beijing begin their iron-fisted rule. Today, we're going to learn how to appreciate Chinese culture by playing a historical Chinese city-building game. Neighborhood too ugly? Just wall it off. Mongolians at your gates? Just wall them off. China loves walls. Ancestors unhappy? Break some pottery.
Just
that
wall them
should
off.
make them happy.
Oh.
Develop gunpowder. Improve your technology. Then pick the nuke general and upgrade your nuke cannons to use neutron shells.
Oh, I thought this was China, not India.
These will eliminate
That's a civilization joke, not racist at all. Chill the fuck out.
Mongolians, but leave your feng shui intact. Unemployment too high? Garnish their wages. New village doesn't want to trade? Send spies to sabotage their economy and shit in their rice bowls. Then export white rice to them at a premium. Establish bureaucracy. Fail to collect any form of tax revenue because you have nothing to write on. Send loggers to cut bamboo. Get mauled to death by pandas. Send in the police.
Wait, I thought pandas were like trash bears. Like a panda is gonna have a very hard time killing you because it's a trash panda. It's a trash bear. I mean, it's obviously a trash panda because it's a panda. I wonder how dangerous pandas are. I mean, they're big, but they're kind of like, you know, slow and
to distract them. Get mauled by tigers instead.
Now tigers, on the
Establish
other
a
hand.
nobility. Spend most of your GDP on providing rice noodles to the nobility.
Noodles
Lose
with
half of
meat?
your workforce because they forgot to drink water. Lose your dynasty. Lose your head. Rinse and repeat. Welcome to Emperor, Rise of the Middle Kingdom. As one of
Dynasty.
Impression's game's
I'll
final.
be honest with you, like Chinese history is like one of my weakest historical points, like mostly because most of the games that I've played have not had any China, like was there a Total War game in China? I don't think there was. That's why my history with China is so garbage. Actually, the new one is. No, wait. Is it? I don't remember. Whatever.
Repeat. Welcome to Emperor, Rise
Yeah,
of
the new
Middle
one is
Kingdom.
with China.
As one of Impression's
I don't play
game's
it that much.
final city-building projects, Emperor is probably the most streamlined and straightforward of the bunch. Everything works clearly and efficiently, and you're no longer constrained by older mechanics.
what are
Works
those
clearly
names?
and efficiently, and you're no longer constrained
Desert,
by
yeah,
older
whatever.
mechanics in the series, such as living standards, ethics, and human rights. Here in ancient to middle-aged China, the only thing that matters is raw productivity, and ensuring that your population has more variety in their food than just millet and silkworms. China is a hardcore place, and it has a very hardcore history, which you can experience across a series of increasingly difficult campaigns. Manage your peasants, cultivate feng shui, and export cheap electronics to the rest of the world, and you'll see your city flourish. Mismanage everything, and you'll see your city fall apart. As Confucius once said, if an Nvidia factory is currently not on
No. God damn it, Seth. God damn it, Seth.
fall apart. As Confucius once said, if an Nvidia factory is currently not on fire, it will be on fire. Observe his wisdom and build appropriate health and safety measures, or else. Emperor is a game of balance, but mainly balancing your finances. If you fail to establish adequate civilization and turn a profit within the first 2 years of game time, consider your government position terminated. In many ways, ancient China had the right idea about administration. They do a good job job, they get to keep their job. They do a bad job, they lose their head. Emperor is also a game of planning. You need to plan out your city's layout to satisfy everyone's needs. The nobles want to be far away from the commoners. The commoners want to be far away from all the workshops, factories, and rice fields. The rice farmers are content no matter what, even if half of their children keep getting systematically eaten by tigers. This is an unfortunate loss, but rice picking is no profession by tigers. This is an unfortunate loss, but
Why you use Filthy Frank though? But why? Killed by a Jiangxi tiger while milking rice.
rice picking is no
12,
profession
by the
for
way.
slow children. You might ask, what is the purpose of these obese, lecherous bottom feeders we call nobles? I'll tell you,
Taxes?
military. China is not a peaceful place, and there's many people who don't understand the fine art of diplomacy, and the only real way of communicating to these
Yo, from what I know of Chinese history, like China had some fucking insane army sizes. Like they would have these fucking huge ass army sizes. Like fucking insane, like 500k people. That's a lot of people. Compared to like European battles and shit. It's a lot of people.
people
That's like
that there's a better
meh
alternative to
size for
violence
China.
is through ultra-violence. Crush them, subvert them, invade them, and then demand
Ultra-violence.
everything they have for violence. Crush them, subvert them, invade them,
What is this? Military Fierce Dragon?
and then
Request of Jiangling.
demand
Oh.
everything they have. When they give you everything they have, demand everything they don't. When they can't meet this reasonable request, extinguish them, then erase them out of every map, book, or scrap of literature. And that is how you peacefully resolve conflict in Emperor. Once your enemies cease to exist, you can actually go and enjoy your city, which is beautiful, by the way. I'm running this stretched on a typical 1080p monitor, and all the graphics and sprite work still hold up
did it
as
pretty
well
good.
as they did in 2002. Unlike us,
2002, wow.
this game doesn't age. There's also some widescreen patches available out there which change the screen size to your native resolution. Bizarrely, these are all in Polish, but since I assume that everyone here is already fluent in Polish, this shouldn't be a problem. While the game is very straightforward, please follow the tutorials. There's nothing more depressing than accidentally building a watchtower instead of an inspector's tower, only to watch your angry and disillusioned citizens get beaten down by police officers as a fire rages through their neighborhood. The music and voice acting is also pretty good. You can actually right-click on any of your citizens currently walking through the streets, and they'll give you some feedback and comments on the current state of your city.
Well,
Through the
let's read
streets,
them.
and
By the crushed tooth of the dragon, this is a splendid city. By the crushed tooth of the dragon. The fuck is wrong with you,
they'll give you some
Luming Shao? The sage seeks freedom from desire, not grasping at ideas. He brings men back when they are lost and helps them find the Tao. That's some deep shit.
feedback and comments
That's
on
some
the
deep
current
shit.
state of your city.
The city is prettier than the most beautiful concubine in China.
I sell, you buy, you buy. I am ruined by my kindness and selling so cheap. I've been evicted by that greedy pig of a landlord. I hope a dragon eats him.
The voice acting by the citizens is fantastic.
I'm pretty sure you should be hoping for a tiger, buddy. The dragons do not seem to be very numerous compared to the tigers.
Same cannot be
I fucked
said
that
of the
up.
narrator.
The verdant lands along the humid shores of the Yangtze River are ideally suited for growing great quantities of rice. Your wisdom is as bright as the white rice growing abundantly in the paddies.
Who sounds like he's
Come
one
on,
step
what?
away from falling over dead in his pawn shop. Interestingly, this was also the only city builder by Impressions Games that had online multiplayer. But does it work? Surprisingly,
don't.
yes it
What?
does. With a little bit of Game Ranger magic,
Oh,
you and your
Game
friends
Ranger.
can finally roleplay together as Chinese magistrates.
Okay, so I learned that city walls, or these little walls that you build, they keep the bad feng shui out and keep the good feng shui flowing.
Confucius said, big tits with no ass will fill your hands, but big ass with no tits will fill your heart.
It works very well, and it's a lot of fun
Deep shit.
invading your friends. While this game gives you a good background to appreciating Chinese history, just remember that the historical accounts given here are very clean and sanitized to keep the PEGI 12 rating, and do not reflect the
This game has a 12 rating? Wow.
colorful language and flowery prose you can find in the more vivid accounts. For example, in the game they don't explicitly state how one of the earlier dynasties, the Shang dynasty, came to an abrupt end, all because of a single woman, Da Ji. Da Ji was the favorite concubine of Zhu, the tyrant of Shang. He was so infatuated with her, he fulfilled her every request, and with each request, her requests grew more and more depraved. It was said that her greatest joy was to hear people cry out in pain. In one case, depraved. It was said that her greatest joy was to hear people cry
Or get extremely aroused by the sounds of suffering. Daji and Zhou would often fornicate after tortures. I think this is the fat guy from the Dynasty Warriors game, right? That they make him always fat and kind of ugly, right? Zhou.
cry out in pain. In one case, she saw a peasant walking barefoot on the ice and ordered his feet to be
Bitch, what the fuck is wrong with you?
cut off so she could study their resistance to cold temperatures. In another, she had a pregnant
Oh, she's a scientist. Oh, it's for the betterment of humankind. Y'all just don't understand her.
woman's belly cut open so she could satisfy her curiosity of what goes on inside. Fun fact, Daji also invented her
She's attributed to inventing several devices, but this one is the most infamous.
own torture device called the Pao Lao, which is a nice little bronze cylinder on which you strap a person's body and heat the body.
The fuck is wrong with this bitch? This is like the Greek bull kinda, but they shoved them in, not out. I wonder which one's worse.
With charcoal. The heat transfers up the cylinder and slowly, painfully cooks you alive. Despite all of Zhu's affections, Daji was not any more loyal to him than anyone else. She later
Of course she's a woman, what do you mean?
had an affair with Bo Yikao, eldest son of Ji Chang. Zhu had him killed and had his body ground into mincemeat, but this was not enough. Zhu forced Ji Chang to drink a soup made of his own son's flesh before throwing him in jail. Eventually, the people had enough. An uprising broke out, led by Ji Chang's youngest son, seeking revenge for Zhu's atrocities. Even the better equipped and formerly invincible army of the Shang turned on their own tyrant. Seeing
wonder
his
why.
death fast approaching, Zhu committed suicide instead by setting himself on fire. Daji's head rolled on the chopping block shortly after, as their murderous dynasty crumbled to the ground. And that's why Daji gets my vote as 2019's Waifu of the Year. Emperor, Rise of the Middle Kingdom is a fantastic city builder, which takes place in a part of the world that sadly we don't see depicted very often in Western video games. The closest thing to Emperor in the market today would probably be Jade Empire, but as I later
What? Because that is not a world. I've played this game. This is a very good old BioWare game. Back when BioWare used to make good games. This game is actually very good. It's like a beat them up. It's kind of like Mass Effect, but you beat people up, but not really. It's weird.
learned,
It's good.
historians hold serious doubts as to whether or not the Chinese were capable of transforming into frog demons and dragon punching their enemies to death. Emperor still holds up great today, with
sure
some
they
of
are.
the cleanest and most refined mechanics in the series. It's fun, it's relaxing, and it's usually on sale for very cheap. It can also be downloaded, and it's relaxing, and it's usually on sale for very
What is that currency? ZT.
cheap. It can also be downloaded for even cheaper. I give it 12 bolts of silk out of 8 stacks of carved jade, which, if we convert back to imperial units, comes to a comfortable high score of 96 degrees Fahrenheit. Highly
Accurate.
recommended. Go play it. Anyway, Chinese dominance is inevitable, and sooner or later, we will all be living under the Chinese firewall. After a hard day's work at the Nvidia factory, there's no better way to relax than by torrenting some anime. And just like that, there's no better way to relax than by torrenting some anime. And
Okay. Sword Art on. Why you got Sword Art Online, buddy? Strike the witches, Operation Victoria. That's not a bad strike, witches. That's not bad. What else you got in here? Boku no Piku Shota Idol Tanjo. Set.
Just like that, your social credit score has plummeted 5 points. The People's Party frowns upon your poor taste in anime. You are no longer eligible for a mortgage. You must now settle for a smaller fishing shack. Your wife leaves you for a man with higher social credit from the Intel factory. You are devastated. How could I have prevented this, you think? I'll tell you how. By getting a VPN. Not just any VPN. Express VPN. Because they're very good. And also because they're sponsoring this video. VPN. Because
get back to the meta. Call GP officer for new price to upload to BitChute.
they're very good, and also because they're sponsoring this video. However, free will is not an illusion, and even though we are subject to the appetites of our brain chemistry, we are still accountable for our conscious actions. As such, I can only influence you. Use my link, and apparently you can get 3 months of VPN for free. You can also get your money back if you refund it in 30 days. I meant to give an honest account of ExpressVPN, so here it is. It's pretty fast. Days. I meant to give an honest account of ExpressVPN, so here it is.
Seth, buddy, what the fuck is this shit? She looks like she's not even gonna fuck him. It looks like she's about to eat him.
It's pretty fast. I mainly use it to upset the Japanese by...
What does that mean? Korea?
by pretending to be Korean online. I also use it to play region-locked Korean MMOs so that I can finally escape the hordes of Brazilians in other multiplayer games. All in all, a very pleasant experience. So now, you can safely torrent your anime in peace, and your family will never have to know.
Listen, if you want to safely torrent shit, just come to Bulgaria, buddy. I ain't got... Listen, police don't know what torrent... They torrent shit. Police torrents shit. Okay.
Always more content to come, so stay tuned. A warm thanks to the many members of a Merchants Guild generously funding and bankrolling these videos. This one, however, is free. You're all truly wonderful. Have a good one.
You all know it's better to give than to receive, especially to me. I mean, to your government.
Careful. That was almost an execution, buddy. By the way, Patreon. I want to thank my Patreon buddies, okay? We got a Patreon now, okay? So I got... Thank you, Pedro Martinez, and thank you, command_unit. Yes. Anyway, see you next time, buddy. Like, comment, subscribe, and do the shit. Oh, by the way, we're playing Amnesia later today. Horror game. Ooh, I am very brave. I do not get scared by anything, so this game should be easy as fuck. I've never played Amnesia. I'm not very good at horror games, so if you want to see me scream like a little bitch, come.